Hi everybody again. So right before I came here to Dubai, I happened to have an amazing astrology reading. Now, I know people are going to be like, "What astrology?" Especially those of you that might have showed up to watch me for the news for the last little while. But I got news for you. I'm not going to do the news anymore. Me spreading um, information that makes people feel bad, it's just not for me. Because I really do believe that we can create whatever we want for the good. And I used to show up and tell the news because I thought that together, once we knew what was happening, that we could join forces and unite and send out good intentions to change things. And I still believe that's possible. I mean, I do that every day, guys. I mean, I pray for the world and the people in the world and the wars to stop and the poverty and all the things that ail our world. I pray for that every day to end. And the truth is, for us to change our world, it's going to take all of us to do that. All of us to do that. And what I found was that a lot of times the news just made me feel bad and although a lot of people tend to show up and watch things when they're fearful or they think something wrong is going on, because they want to get the information, uh, but the truth is you only really change things by loving them, loving what you want and concentrating on what you want, not on what you don't want. So to me, it was becoming um, inauthentic to show up and talk about things that would induce fear. When I know that the only way to change things in your life or in the world is to focus on what we love and what we want to happen. And so I just wanted to say I'm not going to be doing the news. And if some of my viewers are subs, that's the reason you show up to see me, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be that channel anymore. I'm not going to be the news channel. I'm going to be the one that reminds you that we may be humans, but we are magical spiritual beings, and the possibilities for our life and what we can have on this planet are endless. And it doesn't have to do with money. It actually has to do with faith and love, because when you love something, you already start bringing it toward you. But if you don't have that faith, you're just going to be looking for money. And money's just it just became the fall to thing to go to, because I guess we stopped believing that we could manifest things without money. So we all went straight to the money. And I guess I'm just here to remind you that almost every great thing that comes, that will come to you and be delivered to you that you really want, it won't come with you spending money, and it won't come with you wanting the money for it. But the event or the person or the thing, that'll show up without money. And I guess that's one of the most wonderful things about working in union with spirit, is that you realize that that whole slave mentality of working for the dollar, getting in the rat race, working yourself to the bone, that's not the life that we were giving. It's the programming that we've fallen into. And I am here to remind you and be a sturdy example of the fact that it's not about money. You don't have to go after the money. You have to love something. You have to feel the love of it. You have to be in the joy of it. Like, I really want this. And when you feel that and you keep that and you don't worry about it or block it because you don't have the money or you don't see the way, I just have to remind you, it's like one of the most beautiful things about God, Source, white energy, the great white spirit, divine being, whatever you feel comfortable calling that, when they bring it to you, you don't know how, and that's where you have to let things go, because if not, you're just a fisherman with one line, thinking, I'm going to put this, line in the pond and hopefully I'll catch a fish. But when you realize that maybe your little human mind can't possibly create the miracle in the way that God will bring it to you, and then when it comes, it always comes in a way where you're like, really? I cannot believe that what I wanted so much came this way. And it wasn't with me having to make money. It came, usually God works through people or events, and that's how it comes. And so I just want to say today to you, it can happen to you. You can love something and bring it to you without any money. I was a single mom, broke, barely keeping electricity on years ago when I wanted to learn how to surf in Hawaii. And there was no way I could have afforded to take myself. And I just so wanted to go. I wanted to go someplace safe and warm and learn it and be part of the water. And how that happened for me, an ex-client from the rehab called me up after a year of me being gone, and on the very day I wanted to go, actually I wanted to go at the end of October, and I got a call from her, and she had relapsed, and she was supposed to go on a trip with her daughter, and she said, if you come as my sober coach and I pay for all your expenses, would you come with us to Hawaii on our surf trip? And I said, of course I will. Of course I will. And I left the next day. Now, could I have imagined that somebody I hadn't talked to in a year would have a problem and need me enough that they would pay for my entire trip? No, I wouldn't have thought that up. And that's why I'm saying to you, don't expect to know. And that's part of the beauty of it, because when it does come in, then it's even more amazing. It just reinvigorates your whole belief that life is on your side. It's not just, paying taxes and hitting that 9 to 5 and doing all the responsible things for your children and the world. There's gifts for you. There's love for you. Just let it in and trust it. And that's my message for today. God bless everyone, and I hope you wish for something you love today. And I know in my heart that if you hold on to that, you'll manifest it too. I know you will. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'm wishing you beautiful manifestations.